Hey guys, welcome to the Unix video, the fourth video, Unix 1.4. In this video I will be going over mainly over the two of the most complex commands in Unix or Linux environment, the SED, special editor, and the awk command. And then I'll also briefly go over some regular expressions because you really need that, in your when you use the special editor. But before that, the last video, I didn't finish the material from last time. There was one extra command that I needed to do, but I didn't finish it. So I want to finish that, and then I'll move on to the special editor and the awk command. Before all that, I would like to advertise my Facebook page again. It's facebook.com/fuzzicast/fuzzicast. If you guys can follow me, that would be great, and then I don't have to spam all those groups in LinkedIn and Facebook. And also make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/UJDesign85. And of course my blog is the fuzzicast.com, and I also have the Twitter account at fuzzicast, so if you guys can follow me on that, that would be cool. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so let's clear the screen. Okay, so the last time I didn't go over the last command, which is the sort command. The sort command basically will sort the file, based on however you want to sort it, like maybe sort by column, sort by numbers, reverse sorting, or if you want to sort by multiple columns, and so on and so on. Or if you want to do like a case insensitive sort, all those stuff. So let's go over some basic stuff. Okay, so I have a file here. Okay, I have a file here called data.txt, and as you can see, it's being separated by 3 columns, right? So let me add something onto there, just just so I have something. Yeah. So I'm just gonna add something. Oops. What's going on? Okay. And then just add this something here. Just some words. I just want to add. I forgot to add before this tutorial, so just bear with me. Just adding some stuff in there. Okay. So get out. Okay. Alright, so if I look at this file again, okay, so I have like 6 rows, and then I have 4 columns, right? Okay, so sort is really good for this one because you can sort by each columns in there, and also you can sort by either numbers or reverse and such and such. Okay, so the basics options you have to set is the sort, and then a -T for the delimiter. The delimiter is the in here we're using the pipe. Okay, so that's what separates each columns. So that's what we call delimiters. Okay, so you can put in you can specify the pipe here. Okay, but because pipe is a very special character in the Unix environment, pipe actually means piping all the outputs, standard outputs, standard errors to another command, or to so. Because it's special, right? So we have to code it. We have to single code it, just so that it doesn't act weird. If we put in a pipe, it will think that we're piping this sort command to another command. All right. So that's not what we want to do. We just want to specify the delimiter, which is a pipe. Okay. So that's why we want to single code it. Okay. And then the second option is we want to specify which fields we want to sort by, right? So let's say we want to sort by the first field, right? So we'll do -K and then 1. Okay, and then the file name, which is data.txt. Okay, so if you do that, okay, now you see that it's sorted by the first column. So H first, M, P, 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 and then T. Okay, you can also sort by, let's say, the 4th column. Okay, so you see you have the food, G, P, SU. Okay, so it's going by the alphabetical orders. Okay, and if you need to do a reverse, you know, you just do R reverse in there, so you see it's it will reverse the order. Okay, so that's what it is. So if you want to sort by numbers, right, what you can do, so let's get rid of the reverse, and then you want to sort by number, right? So you can, what you can do is do a minus n, okay, and the field, you can put it in here, yeah, that's fine. And then here we our number column is basically the second column, right? So we want to put in the second column in there, and then you see that it will sort by the numbers. Okay, so it will sort by numbers. If you don't specify anything there, right? If you don't specify any kind of parameters in there, okay, watch this. Okay, so it will take the whole string and then sort it by like that. Okay, it will take the whole string and then sort it. Okay, so you will need to specify some kind of a field or a delimiter to sort that. Okay, so that's that. And if you want to do like a case insensitive sort, right? What you can do is you can do a sort minus f. If you do a man sort right now, okay, you look for this. Okay, it says ignores case. Okay, so for lowercase to blah blah blah. Okay, so here you can do like ignoring. You can ignore the cases. So let's go back to the previous ones we had before. So if we can do an ignore case. Okay, it's ignoring the case. Okay, so let's say we can't really tell here, right? So let me copy this one. Okay, maybe change this to lowercase f and this one to lowercase f. Okay, and then run the previous command again. Okay, okay, it's ignoring the case. Okay, now if we're gonna do it with the case, okay, see, it's different now. See, it's food, and then the capital F, food. Okay, it's concerned with the case. But in the previous case, you see that it's food and then capital F and then lowercase f. Because that doesn't matter. Okay, so because all cases are the same, so that's what it is. Okay. Now, if you want to sort by multiple columns, so let's say we want to sort by 2 columns, right? Let's say the first one and the second one. Okay, what you can do is like you can do this. Okay, this is a parameter. So instead of a k, right, what you can do is like you can do a plus. Okay, because this is the third column, so I'll add +2. Okay, and then the minus, I believe it's a -3. Let's say 2, 3, -3. Yeah. So it will sort by the first two, the last 2 columns. Okay, I believe this is. If I get the syntax correctly, it says sort by the first 2 fields starting from the 0 plus n and with the second column and at the second column. Yeah. So this is sorting. Actually, this is just sorting by the third column. Just sorting by the third column. If we put a 4 here, it will be sorting from the. Okay, it will be sorting from the third column plus the 4th column. Okay. So by third column, the 4th column. So if we do that, okay, it will look at both fields and then it will sort it. Okay, we can't really tell difference right now because my example is not set up correctly. But if you're confused about this one, yes, it's naturally to get confused with this one. But basically the plus sign, right, it has to be the starting column. Okay. And then the last one, the minus sign, is the ending column. Okay, so it ends at the fourth column, but actually starts at the 3rd column. Okay, so this is actually not the 2nd column. It actually starts from the 3rd column. So it will be sorting by two columns, the 3rd and the 4th column. Okay, it's a little bit confusing, but that's how it's been set up. Anyway, so that's the sort command that I want to go over. Okay, so the next one move on will be the set command, SED. Okay, set command stands for special editor. Okay, so with let's do something. Let's do something here. Let's bring out our data.txt again. Okay, Now let's say you want to replace something. Let's say you want to replace the McDonald's, right, in this file. What you can do is you set, okay, single quote, and then the S is, remember, in the Vim editor command, in the Vim editor commands, we have went over the S slash and then pattern slash replacement. Oops. Okay, that's what you in general most people use for searching and replacing. Okay, so this does the same thing in the Vim editor. It looks for a pattern, okay, and then replaces with the whatever you want to replace it with. So let's say we're looking for McDonald's, right, and we want to replace it with the Burger King. Okay. Okay, so here, so it's delimited by the by forward slash, right? The fields, the pattern and the replacement, okay, they are delimited by the slash. Okay, so the first one is the command you want to run, okay, delimited by, and then there's the pattern you're looking for, delimited by forward slash, and then the replacement you want to replace with, okay, and then the forward slash, and then over here the last one is where you put in the flags. And what the flags does is like it will modify the behavior of the search and replace. So if I do a G, right, that means global. Okay, what that means is like it will place all the occurrences of McDonald's that are on the same line. Okay, if without G, right, it will replace just the first occurrence of the McDonald's on the same line. So that means if I have McDonald's on the same line more than once, okay, and I run this command, it will just replace the first McDonald's. It doesn't replace any McDonald's after that. Okay, so if I put in the G there, it will place all the McDonald's in there. Okay, so that's what it does. So let's just for example, just for doing some example here, no, I'm sorry, I'm gonna add a McDonald's here just for the demonstration. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to run this one. Okay, and then the data.txt, and then you will look, and then without, okay, let's try without G, right? Without G, and you look at this. It just replaced the first Burger King. It doesn't replace the second one. Okay, now if we're gonna do a G in here, okay, you see, it replaces the first and any of the McDonald's afterwards. Okay, so that's what G does. Okay. Now you might ask, what if you want to replace the second McDonald's but not the first McDonald's? Okay, what you can do is put in the 2 here. Okay, so what that means is that it will only look for the second occurrence of the McDonald's and then replace it with Burger King. So if I press enter right now, okay, notice that the first McDonald's is not replaced, but the second McDonald's is replaced with Burger King. So this is what it does. Okay, now if you want to do a case insensitive, you will do an I. Okay, you put an I in the flag, okay, and then you'll be doing this case insensitive search. So let's say here I put in all capital case, right? Capital case McDonald, and then we'll replace it with Burger King, and then I put in the case insensitive, so it will match all Burger Kings. Well, in this one it will match the second McDonald that occurred. Okay, so same thing here. Okay, if I didn't put in the I, okay, see, it doesn't replace anything. It doesn't replace anything because I put in the capitalized McDonald, not the multiple case McDonald's. So this is so that's what it does. Okay, and if you wanted the McDonald to show up as well, if you, let's say you wanna get the whatever whatever the pattern you're looking for, right, and you also want it to show up in the replacement. Okay, so let's say your McDonald Burger King, you want to change this McDonald, to McDonald in this space and then Burger King. Basically you want to display whatever you just found. You want to get that value. So the ampersand does that. Okay, the ampersand represents the whatever that you were looking for. Okay, so if you put it in the replacement, you'll also like put it in whatever you're looking for in there. So if I press enter right now, okay, you see McDonald is what's the pattern matches. Okay, McDonald's is what the pattern matches, and then here is the what represents the ampersand represents whatever you found, whatever pattern you found. Okay, so that's what ampersand does. Okay, so you can also put like a ampersand in the back, and then you see Burger King, McDonald's. So ampersand is the whatever you found. Okay, and then you can retrieve that value in the replacement if you want. Okay, so let's say you want to let's say you have a string, right? You have a string called like height is equal to 1000 centimeters, right? Centimeters. Okay, and you're trying to convert that into something like, you know, like height, like a 10,000 cm. You know, instead of writing out the units in this full, you know, full name, you just want to give it like a, you know, shorter name, like just cm, 1000 cm. Okay, so you could do that as like a, let's say you want to echo this one, you echo it to a set. Okay, now you're looking for some kind of number, right? So this is some kind of number in there. Okay, so like it will be 0 to 9 star. Okay, there's some kind of number, and then followed by centimeters. Okay, and then you want to just want to get the 1000, the number 1000, and then followed by cm. That's what you want to do. Okay, gi, just, you know, just in case. Okay, so what this does, okay, now you see like I echoed it to height 1000 centimeters, and then when I pipe it to a set, I'm only getting 1000 cm instead of centimeters. Okay, so let me explain this, right? So this is called grouping. Okay, parentheses, these two parentheses, right, it's called grouping. Okay, and when you group something, right, when you group some kind of pattern, that the value of the whatever the match is being saved into a register, into a buffer. Okay, and then to get that you know, to get to that buffer, okay, you would you put under escape and then 1, or escape 2. Okay, so it depends on like how many groupings you have. If you have like 5 groupings, right, so that means you have like 5 sets of open parentheses and close parentheses, right? So the first one is always escape 1. Okay, for the first group, if you want to get the value, if you want to get a match of the first group, it will be escape 1. Okay, for the second group, you know, if you want to get the value of the second group's matching, you will do escape 2, and you know, the third group you will do escape 3, you know, and so on and so on. Okay, so what basically escape 1 is represents whatever that's being matched in the grouping. Okay, and the grouping is done by parentheses. Okay, and because the parentheses is such a special you know, it's a special characters, right, we need to escape it. We need to escape it in the pattern, so that's what we did. Okay, so that's why we have escape parentheses, open parentheses, and escape close parentheses. Okay, to do the grouping. Okay, and escape 1 retrieves the value of the pattern of the match that's found. Okay, and then this is the part of the regular expression. This is called a character class. Okay, you have a square bracket. Character class is defined by you know, square brackets. Okay, so whatever is in this character class will be the whatever the characters that you're looking for. In this case, I'm looking for just you know, characters between 0 to 9. Okay, so I'm looking for any characters between 0 to 9. Okay, which is the number, right? Because this is 1000 here. The 0 to 9 will only match numbers, so that's why we have 0 to 9. We won't have, you know, 0 to 8, or, you know, that will not be number. Okay, and then the star sign means it's 0 or more. Okay, so what this whole thing means, like look for any numbers that have the length of 0 or more characters. Okay, star means 0 or more occurrences. Okay, and 0 to 9 is the character class. Actually, square bracket 0 minus 9 close square bracket is the we're looking for the number of character between 0 to 9. So this is why it is. Okay. So in this case, I'm able. I just introduce you the grouping there, and that's why it is. Okay. You can also run the multiple commands, and the multiple commands is separate. Using this -e switch. Okay. So here, okay, if I would put in any kind of command in here, I would be executing 2 commands. Okay, for the same file. Okay, so let's do that. Let's say we want to search and replace the McDonald's, if I can spell it correctly, McDonald, and then replace it with Burger King. Okay, and I also want to replace another thing. I want to replace Taco Bell, okay, with the Chipotle. Okay, and then data file. Okay, so I'm executing 2 commands here. I'll be replacing 2 things here. So if I press enter, okay, you see that Taco Bell's being replaced by the Chipotle, and McDonald's replaced by the Burger King. Okay, so that's how you run the multiple commands in set. Okay. So sometimes you might need like a environment variable. Maybe whatever pattern that you're looking for, or whatever replacement that you're looking for, is being saved in the environment variable, or any kind of variable, Unix variable, and you want to use that. So to access any variables outside of a set command, you will do this. Okay, so let's do var. Let's say we want to replace McDonald, right? McDonald. So I'm gonna set a variable called McDonald. Okay, and then I'm gonna replace it. I'm gonna replace the McDonald. Okay, so to a Burger King. Okay, I will need to replace the McDonald with Burger King. And here notice that my pattern is my pattern is just a variable. Okay, and whatever I want to replace. Now this will not work. Okay, this will not work. What you need to do is you need to put in a single quote, and then a double quote, and then here a double quote, and then a single quote. Okay, then it will be replaced. So you just replace the McDonald with the Burger King. Okay, so that's how you access the variables outside of set. Okay, you will need to do a single quote first, okay, and then a double quote, and then the variable, and a double quote, and then a single quote. Okay, so that's how you access the variables outside. Alright. What set also has is like you can also specify a pattern first, or a pattern matching. So let's say we want to we have like, okay, we have this file, right? McDonald. We have 2 McDonald's, right? So let's say I just want to replace the second the McDonald at the second line. That's it. I don't want to replace the the McDonald on the 3rd line. Okay. So what you can do is that you can do a set, okay, and then 2, which represent the second line number, okay, and then whatever you're trying to look for, okay. Oh, what did I do here? Okay, whatever you're looking for, and then replace it. Okay, so if I do that, I will just replace the second line McDonald. That's it. The 3rd McDonald, the 3rd lines of McDonald is not being replaced. Okay, so here you specify your line numbers. You can also specify your range, right? So let's say I want to replace all the food from line number 3, okay, to all the way to the end. Okay, so what we can do is like we're going to do line number 3 to the end of the line, to the end of the file, and then we want to search for we search for food, right? Food. Okay, and we'll search for and then replace it with soup or something like that, and then it has to be case insensitive, because we have the different cases of food. Okay, and then if we do that, okay, you see that this soup is this food is being replaced with soup. Okay, but notice that the the second line's food is not being replaced. Okay, so you can specify a line number range. Okay, you put a range of line numbers here to do that. Okay, so you can do that. Another way is like you can put a pattern here. You can put a pattern matching here instead of a line number. Okay, so let's say so originally we have what we have. Okay, we have food. Okay, and food here. Okay, so let's say I only want to replace lines. I only want to replace food with soup for lines that have Taco Bell. Okay, so if there's a Taco Bell pattern in the line, okay, then I will go ahead and replace the food with soup. Otherwise, I won't replace. So in this case, I don't want to replace this McDonald, or even though it has a food keyword here, I don't want to replace the food keyword. I only want to replace food only if there's a Taco Bell in that line. Okay, so what I can do is I can do set. Okay, I look for Taco Bell. Okay, and then I say, okay, once I find Taco Bell, I want to replace food with soup. Okay, so now if I do that, and then you see, okay, only Taco Bell's food is being replaced. McDonald's food is not being replaced here. Okay, so this is what it does. This looks for the pattern first, get all the lines that matches this pattern, and then do the search and replace operation on those lines. Okay, so that's what it does. You can also do like do a range too if you want. Let's say you want to look for all the lines that have the range, any lines that starts with the Taco Bell. Okay, so basically it's like you have a let's say I'm gonna give you a syntax first. It's kind of a little bit weird. You have the start pattern. Okay, then you have the end pattern. Okay, and then here's your operation to change whatever you want to change wants to be changed. Food to soup, whatever whatever you want to replace with. Okay, so what this is similar. Okay, see that this start pattern and the end pattern, right? This is similar to the line number range here. Okay, starts from line number 3 to all the way to the end of the file. Okay, here is like start from the start pattern, and then end with and then up to the lines that have the end pattern. Okay, so any lines in between these two patterns, right? Okay, will be this operation will execute on those lines basically. I'm not sure if you follow me correctly. So basically, let's do a example here. Okay, so let's say I want to replace. It's kind of a bit weird. Or something that's similar. Okay. Let's see if you have a T, you have a D. Yeah. Okay. Let's say I want to replace all D's, right? The letter. Do you have a D here? No. I'm trying to find this. Oh, okay. O, right? Let's say I want to capitalize all the O's. Okay. For these 4 lines. Okay. I want to capitalize all the O's in these 4 lines. Okay. Now notice that the start pattern. Okay, that actually will be this one. Okay, notice the start pattern, right? The start pattern will be McDonald, or anything that's unique about the first starting line. Okay, maybe it's a burger. Okay, and then the end pattern, okay, will be anything that's in the last line. Okay, so our start pattern can be either any one of these. Could be McDonald, could be burger. Okay, could be food. Okay, and our end pattern can be Popeyes or fries or greasy. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, so let's replace all the O's, small O, and then replace it with the big O. Okay, and the start pattern, let's say I want to start with McDonald. I want to start with the lines that contains McDonald, and then I want to end at the lines that contains unhealthy. Okay, so if I do that, okay, so now notice all the O's well, the first O, because I didn't put in the G here, right? But if I had put in the G, let's say if I put in the G, okay, now notice all the O's, right, have been capitalized for these lines, see, but not the first line, okay, because the first line does not contain a McDonald, okay, but the second line does. Okay, so that's what it is. This is also like a line number range, right? Line range. Okay, but instead of specifying by the number of lines, you specify by the pattern, the starting pattern and the ending pattern. So that's what it is. Okay, it's a little bit confusing, but just let me know if you are still like confused about it. Okay, and also like I'm not gonna go over more. Let's say you can have like starting from third line. Okay, and then ends at the line number where it has unhealthy. You can also mix and match, you know, with these line ranges. Okay, so I'm gonna capitalize all the O's. Okay, and then okay, so now you see that like I'm gonna start from line number 3. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now notice that the second line is letter O is not capitalized, but the third line, fourth line, and anywhere up to unhealthy, all the O's within those lines are being capitalized. Okay, so you can specify the range like that if you want. Okay, so it's very flexible, definitely very flexible. Okay. So if you, let's say you want to delete certain lines, right? You want to delete let's say the third line and the fourth line, right? Okay, what you can do is you can do the set. Okay, you want to do a third line to, let's say, fifth line, then fifth line. Okay, you do a D here. Okay, D is for delete, so this will delete line number 3 to 5. So you'll delete line number 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so this is how you specify a line number range, and then the D is for delete. So now you only see line number 1, 2, and then 6 and 7. You don't see line number 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's that. Now let's say, so here let's introduce an exclamation mark before the command. Okay, exclamation mark means the inverse operation. Okay, what this means, like it will not delete line number 3, 4, and 5, but instead it will delete line number 1, 2, 6, and 7. Okay, so it does the inverse operation. Okay, so instead of deleting on line number 3, 4, 5, it deletes on any other line numbers. Okay, so if I do that, okay, you see that only 3, 4, and 5 are here, but the other lines are being deleted. Okay, now notice that what I'm doing here, right, is all the it's all read-only operation. Okay, if you want to do like if you actually want to change the file, right, any of the commands, if you actually want to change the file, you have to put in the -i in there. Okay, so let me copy this data file to EAK. Okay, so let's go back to the previous command. I want to delete it, right? I want to delete all the files. Actually, I want to delete the lines that are actually in the file. So what I can do is I do a -i. Okay, now you don't see anything in the output, right? But if you open the data.txt, okay, you see that all the other lines are actually deleted. Okay, so let me remove that and then compare it with the other one. Data.txt. Okay, but if I don't do the -i, right? If I don't do the -i, it will not change the file. Okay, it will just read the file and then delete the lines and then output it to the standard output. It will not delete the file. Okay, so if I look at the data.txt, okay, notice that all the lines are still there. Okay, so -i will go into the file and try to modify whatever commands you're doing. So let's say you want to search and replace something, right? And then you want the changes to actually be applied to the file. You know, then you would need to put in the -i, because -i, allows you to actually change the file. Okay, so that's what the -i is for. Okay, and then let's see what else is in the list. Yeah. Okay, so So let's say you have a string, right, called hello world, right? Okay, you have a string called hello world, and let's say you want to capitalize hello, or let's say you just want, maybe you want to capitalize all the E's, all the O's, and all the D's, right? E, O, and D. Okay, you want to capitalize all these 3 letters. Okay, so what you can do S, C, D. Okay, and then do a Y. Okay, and then you look for EOD, and you place of EOD. Okay, and let me echo that hello world. Echo hello world, and then pipe it to set. Okay, so you see Y is actually does a like a replacement for each of the letters in here. Okay, so small e will be replaced by the big E. Okay, small o will be replaced by the big O, and the small d will be replaced by the big D. Okay, so that's what it does. Okay, it does sort of like it just like replaces each single letters with the corresponding letters in the replacement field. Okay, so what you can do is like F. Okay, you see like a D, small d is being changed to big F. Okay, here it is. Okay, so that's what the Y is for. Okay, now there's a lot more different more complex ways you can play with the special editor, but I'm not gonna go into the more details. But for more information, I will post a link on like where to find find out more about the special editor. Okay. Now, so let's briefly go over the regular expression. So as said, doesn't really support the full regular expression that Pro does. So like some of the Pro regular expressions it does not support, but it does support like the character class that we just went over, right? So 0 to 9 is a character class, A to Z, big A to big Z, or A to Z and then big A to big Z. Or you can do it alphanumeric, 0 to 9, A to Z, A to Z, or A to Z. Okay, you can do that. Okay, so this is character class. Okay, character class means like look at this character and see if it fits in this character class. Okay, so look for any string, look for the characters in the string, and then see if that character fits into this this character range or character class, this range. Okay, so that's what character class is. Okay, and then you notice that like sometimes a lot of times you put a star in there. Okay, so star means 0 or more occurrences. Okay, so so it will look for this character range. It will look for this character range, and then it will also see if that that character range can be repeated multiple times or not. Okay, it can be 0, and the star means that it can be 0 or it can be more. Okay, so that's where it is. I'll have more videos on the regular expression, like more details into the regular expression that Pro supports. But right now, I just want to finish the Unix commands, and then afterwards I'll come back to regular expressions. Okay. Okay, so that's the character class. So what happens if you want to search for something that does not match 0 to 9, something that's not inverse of 0 to 9, right? So what you can do is you can do a small hat here, small caret there. Okay, so what this matches is that it will match for a character that does not fit into this character range 0 to 9. Okay, so this character class, okay, will match basically anything else, other than 0 to 9. So that's what this little caret is for when you're doing the character class. Okay, so I noticed that I'm running out of time here again, so I won't be able to cover awk in this video, but I will do that in the next video. Okay, so stay tuned, and I'll go with the next video in the with awk and more commands on that. So you see that like the whole video I just went over just 2 commands, and it's already taking like more than 30 minutes. So that's what how complex these commands can be. Now these commands can be very useful sometimes when you're trying to process delimited files or anything that you want to search and replace with, so it can be very useful for you if it fits in your situation. But for now, let's wait for the next video, and then I'll go over the awk command. Okay, so stay tuned. So before we go, just want to remind you guys about my Facebook page, my YouTube channel, and the blog's URL. Okay, so I'll see you next time.